Hello, this is Michaela Star Stuff. I know I haven't made a video in too long except for a little bit of cutesy kitten video, but I have a portion of the Bible that I would like to bring to your attention, and it is from the Old Testament. No, it is not bloody or gory or particularly abhorrent like many of the bits in the Old Testament are, but it is a piece that sometime in my youth, while I was studying and contemplating the Bible, while I still believed it, a particular verse caught my attention that seemed a little bit, I don't know, special pleading, something like that. It's from a part of the story of Gideon, which doesn't get often emphasized. This is at the very beginning of the story. It's in Judges chapter 6, where the angel of the Lord has come to Gideon, pretty much greeted him as mighty warrior and all that, and you will bring down the Midianites. And the angel of the Lord gives him this instruction to tear down the altar of Baal and put up an altar of the Lord next to it. Gideon is scared to death of doing this because he is sure that he will be killed by the men of the town if he does such a thing, if he desecrates the altar of Baal. But under cover of night he goes and he tears down the altar and puts up an altar to Jehovah where it was. So in the morning, the men of the city do in fact want to kill him. It says, starting at verse 28 of Judges 6, "And when the men of the city arose early in the morning, there was an altar of Baal torn down, and the wooden image that was beside it was cut down, and the second bull was being offered on the altar which had been built. So they said to one another, 'Who has done this thing?' And when they had inquired and asked, they said, 'Gideon, the son of Joash, has done this thing.' Then the men of the city said to Joash, 'Bring out your son that he may die, because he has torn down the altar of Baal, and because he has cut down the wooden image that was beside it.' But Joash said to all those who stood against him," and this is the part that I would like to emphasize, "Would you plead for Baal? Would you save him? Let the one who would plead for him be put to death by morning. If he is a god, let him plead for himself, because his altar has been torn down." Therefore on that day he called him Jerubbaal, saying, "Let Baal plead against him, because he has torn down his altar." That was an interesting challenge, I thought, when I first read this story. The whole premise was that if Baal was really a true god, he could stand up for himself. He did not need human intervention. He did not need his followers to plead for him. He could take care of himself. And that is the challenge, that to avoid special pleading, which I never really saw this challenge in the Bible. You see people taking up the cause for God and stoning people or whatnot for blasphemy all the time in the case of Jehovah, which I would hope wouldn't mean that he wasn't a true God and he couldn't take care of himself. So that's my challenge. I say, let's apply this same challenge that the Bible said to apply to Baal. Let's apply it to Jehovah as well. Let me know if you have any thoughts on this. Thank you.